Hi there, this is Tony from pianotone.ca. So the new Roland GoKeys 5 and GoKeys 3 keyboards have Bluetooth audio, so you can wirelessly stream external audio from a device into your keyboard. This works really well, it's easy to set up, and it is clearly explained in the user manual. But do these keyboards also have Bluetooth MIDI, which would allow you to use your keyboard as a wireless MIDI controller? The quick answer is yes, they do have Bluetooth MIDI, but the setup is a bit strange. If you want to go straight to the solution, there is a link below so that you can do that. Or if you want to see all the steps that I took first, just keep watching. Let's dive in. So according to Roland's website at the time I made this video, both Bluetooth audio and Bluetooth MIDI are supported. So when I got my GoKeys, I went to the Bluetooth settings on my iPad, I hit the pairing button on the keyboard, and GoKeys audio popped right up. I could connect, it worked perfectly as I would have expected. I could stream external audio from my iPad into the keyboard. But there was no GoKeys MIDI in the list. So I start looking through the user manual I downloaded from Roland's website, and it doesn't mention Bluetooth MIDI once. I searched the entire manual for the word Bluetooth to make sure, and I found 35 occurrences, all of which were only referring to setting up and using Bluetooth audio. So then I went looking around online and watched some other reviews. I even asked some other reviewers, and all indications were there is no Bluetooth MIDI on the GoKeys. Now, I'm also going to quickly mention here, I had this exact same experience, as did some other reviewers, with the Roland FPE50 digital piano when I reviewed that. Roland kind of implied that there's Bluetooth MIDI in that keyboard, but there wasn't. So let's demonstrate this. I've got my iPad here and the Bluetooth settings screen. Now I'm going to press and hold the menu button on the GoKeys 5 to start pairing. Note that on the GoKeys 3, there's a dedicated Bluetooth button. So I'll press and hold this. It says Bluetooth pairing, and then we'll look over here to see what happens. There's GoKeys 5 audio, but no GoKeys 5 MIDI. So I'll go ahead and hit the GoKeys 5 audio to connect. It says that we're connected. So let's just quickly test that. I'll go to a YouTube video here and see if we can hear that audio from my iPad coming through to the keyboard. Press exit out of here too to get out of the Bluetooth pairing screen. Well, it looks like we've got Bluetooth audio working fine. Hi there, this is Tony from Piano. So just go back to the Bluetooth settings screen. So then I thought maybe the MIDI just connects automatically when the Bluetooth audio is connected. Well, I can test that with GarageBand. First thing I want to do though is I'm going to turn off local control on the keyboard so that any piano sounds that we're going to end up hearing in this video, we'll know for sure they're coming from the iPad and not from the piano. So right now you can hear the piano. If I go into Menu and I go to System and General, and then I scroll down to Local Control, hit Enter and turn that off, now you don't hear the piano anymore. So that way we'll know for sure that any piano sounds we're hearing are coming from GarageBand and not from the piano itself. Okay, so I've loaded up a GarageBand project and I've got a MIDI track here with a grand piano sound. If I press the keys on the on-screen keyboard, you'll hear that come through the Bluetooth audio that we have connected. So that's basically the sound from GarageBand being streamed back through the keyboard. So if my hope was correct that Bluetooth MIDI just connects automatically once audio does, I can test that by playing the keyboard. And as you can see, nothing's happening, so that didn't work. So I tried actually reaching out to Roland, and within 2 days, I got a response, which was awesome. Thanks, Roland. Not a lot of other manufacturers are going to respond to a request like this that quickly. And the response was, you don't use the Bluetooth connections on your device to connect MIDI. You look for settings within an app to connect to the keyboard. I had never heard of this before, and I was kind of skeptical, but I thought I'd try it out in GarageBand. So if I go to Settings in GarageBand, and go to Advanced, and then Bluetooth MIDI devices, there it is, GoKeys 5 MIDI. I'll click on that to connect it. It says, would you like to pair? So I say pair. It says connected. So now when I play the keys on the keyboard, it's working. So there is Bluetooth MIDI on the GoKeys. You will notice there's a fair bit of lag though. And that's because we're not only using Bluetooth to send the MIDI data to the iPad, we're also using Bluetooth to send the audio back. So if I go back to the Bluetooth settings on my iPad, suddenly we have a GoKeys 5 MIDI connection. And if I turn the Bluetooth on and off, or turn the iPad on and off, or turn the keyboard on and off, what I found so far is that this MIDI connection automatically just does reconnect. So that's cool. So there you have it. The GoKeys keyboards do have Bluetooth MIDI after all. As far as how you might set this up in other MIDI applications or DAWs or other apps, I've got no idea. GarageBand is the only DAW I'm familiar with, so I won't be able to help you out with that. You'd have to look through your app's documentation. I did actually try to do this in a couple of other apps on my iPad to see if I could set it up using those apps. iGrand Piano is an app I use that's got some piano voices on it. Did not have an option to look for Bluetooth MIDI devices, so I couldn't set it up using that. But I also use Numa Player sometimes, and Numa Player did have an option, just like GarageBand did, for me to set up the keyboard as a MIDI device. So note that once I have the MIDI connected, though, it does work with any MIDI app. I connected the MIDI using the Numa Player, and then it worked fine for me within iGrand Piano once it was connected. So as I was mentioning, there was quite a bit of lag in that demo, and that's because in addition to using Bluetooth MIDI to send MIDI data to the iPad, we're also using wireless Bluetooth audio to send the audio back. So using wireless in two directions is going to have a ton of lag. So just as a quick demo of the lag you can get with just the Bluetooth MIDI, I'm going to disconnect the Bluetooth audio. So now it's no longer streaming. And then I'm going to use a cable instead to connect the headphone port from the iPad into the keyboard. And that'll be a lot faster than the Bluetooth audio, and we'll check the lag with that. Okay, so I'm back in GarageBand, and now I've got, instead of the Bluetooth audio, which I've turned off, we're now sending the audio from the iPad back to the GoKeys with a cable instead, using the headphone port connected to the 1/8 inch stereo audio in port on the back of the GoKeys. So that should have quite a bit less lag. Let's check that out. So it's still a tiny bit of lag there, but it's considerably better than it was when we were using Bluetooth for both directions. So I might actually use Bluetooth MIDI if it was for something like a piano learning app or that type of thing. But if it was for recording an actual song in GarageBand, I'd probably still definitely use a wired connection just to get rid of any possible lag. But Bluetooth MIDI is there if you want to use it. So what about the Roland FPE50 digital piano? Well, I don't have access to one to test. I did actually go to a couple of music stores looking for one on display, but I didn't have any luck. But I have a feeling that it may also have Bluetooth MIDI, but you may need to connect it via an app instead of your device's Bluetooth settings like I did in this video. If I ever get an opportunity to test that, I will post an update, but if you have an FPE50, I would recommend giving it a try. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you found the content useful, please smash the like button and subscribe to my channel. That does really help me out. I've included some links below to check out current prices on the GoKeys models in your area, as well as links to other relevant videos, and some links to some online piano training that worked really well for me that I can highly recommend. So thanks for stopping by. Happy piano playing, and have an awesome day.